Commander Pete Freethinker Mitchell, you were around here in line with Iceman. He appears to feel that you have something left to offer the naval force. The soul of the 80s takes off out of this world in Joseph Kosinski's Top Weapon Nonconformist. Each scene dribbles with the neon yellow messiness that makes Tony Scott's hotshot activity flick so adored. The first Top Firearm seldom took itself truly, and the equivalent goes for Top Firearm Nonconformist. Beyond a couple of current changes, still none of the Maverick perspectives. Constrained overdramatics and aeronautical rushes choke in reverse the famous title subject. Guitar riff howls in practically no time and blows our supposed mind. Your standing goes before you. I need to concede I wasn't expecting and greeting back their called orders. It's the Top Firearm continuation. Idealists have been wanting Tom Voyage's Freethinker as the standard breaker we recall him to be. Also, Cruise still shows that equivalent energy inside a cockpit. Miles Teller is Bradley Chicken Bradshaw, the child of Anthony Edwards. Goose is a carbon copy of his late on-screen father. As Penny Benjamin, Jennifer Connelly steps serenely into the job of Freethinker's ex-indulgence and revived heartfelt interest, supplanting Kelly McGillis. Charlie with nary a notice. Glenn Powell's Executioner is the superstar that harkens back to nonconformists' in-flight arrogance. Thus correlations proceed with plot lines thicken with the speed of fast-drying concrete. Since Top Weapon Nonconformist is the butteriest sort of popcorn amusement, you're hanging around for the cattle rustler jokes, shirtless ocean-side games and narrow escapes. With extravagant airplanes which Top Firearm Freethinker conveys without every one of those untidy narrating intricacies. New increments to the recipe are welcome, like Monica Barbaro's Phoenix assisting with separating the young men club towel whipping that overwhelms the first. This isn't to imply that every one of the shouting about butts isn't missed. It's important for Top Weapon's DNA, yet the scholars make a more tight yet similarly senseless screenplay exchange is yet torn from some trademark Maritime Foundation programs, since the film can't avoid tossing Goose's Child in with the general mishmash or giving Nonconformist an apparently inconceivable undertaking, albeit Nonconformist loves incomprehensible chances. What's more, making John Hamm's tight secured officer pucker in dissatisfaction so much as we love watching dissidents' resistant way of behaving, so that is not completely an issue almost 40 years later. The first's delivery, Top Weapon Dissident, amazingly profits by progressions to dogfight filmmaking. Top Weapon was progressive for its time, yet Top Weapon Nonconformist leaves the 80s activity flick in the residue because of Claudio Miranda's very quick cinematography. Everything from routine preparation drills to above battle looks immensely fresh. Kosinski suspends us in midair for a elevated perspective of dissidents' risky showing strategies, zooming between his understudies cheerfully while they heave at the perky carelessness when Kenny Loggins was singing about risk zones. He presumably envisioned what might turn into Top Firearm Dissident that said the screenplay isn't the tidiest. Everything gets back to that brand name senselessness. Since the close-to-home stakes are frequently scooped in single servings, Top Firearm Nonconformist certainly respects the first, indeed, even down to absurd plot headways that generally placed Freethinker on the way to individual compromise or triumph. Anticipate no stakes amusement regarding making an appearance to a film theater and separating for around 2 hours as planes go whoosh. However, that is not precisely a grouch ding, since it never fails to be a damn great time. The end is inescapable. Nonconformist, you're somewhat set it for eradication. Top Weapon Freethinker is a beyond the field of play impact of max engine propulsion vapor and daredevil highs that is certain to satisfy crowds searching for an exemplary summer blockbuster. Chief Joseph Kosinski doesn't lose the 80s sentimentality of films that were light on reason and colossal on chest-beating chivalry. The new alumni faces or experts contender stream movement extraordinary in quest for fervor is at Mach levels. It's never an incredibly insightful film about pilots drove to the edge by maritime order. However, it doesn't need to be when an unquenchable requirement for speed impels champion activity groupings. Top Firearm Nonconformist is past messy as damnation, senseless chivalrous diversion with mile-high energy, a welcome return to less difficult realistic times.